All right, everybody, welcome to the Studying Brew. It's episode 1047. It's going to be a good one tonight. Tonight is Monday, Kona Catchphrase. Tonight, Brandy goes over those key words, those key things. They help you pass exams. That's what we're going to focus on tonight. Brandy, anything you want to add to how we play the? All right. If you guys want to know the quick way around getting these licenses and getting this done, it is finding those keywords, it's those techniques. It's learning that content doesn't necessarily need to be submarine level, maybe surface level, not to go too deep on things, maybe not to triple think, double think, overthink. And if you're having a trouble doing that as you're doing the quizzing, guess what? These will help out. The other thing too is I like to remind everybody as we go through the quizzes, and I know there's a lot of people that do Q banks and everything, but no one's like Brandy. By the way, let's get the introductions out of the way. My name is Andy. I'm the guy that runs the back office over here at KonaButterflyz. But you're not here for me. You're here for Brandy. She is the speed queen at quizzing. She is the one who's going to help you get this thing done. Series 6, 63, 26, 65, and her Series 7. She's more than qualified to teach you all things you need to know. So that way you too can get a pass notice. And I hope all of you were quizzing, studying, and looking at those books as you were, over the weekend. Weekends get busy, they get packed. Trust me, I'm already trying to figure out how I'm going to make everything happen this weekend. You might be like us. You got sporting events, you got kids with dates that have to happen because it's their 6-month anniversary and you don't understand because it's Valentine's Day. Those kinds of things that are important. I know my mom was joking about, well, my mom was serious about because she's old school, right? She's like, I don't know why that's a thing. He's not gonna die. I'm like, dude, he's a teenager. Of course he's gonna die. It's 6-month anniversary. It's very important. You remember how it is, right? And you got all this stuff going on in your house and all these things and all these distractions, all these have tos. Guys, you got to make sure that you always line up a time for yourself and make sure that it happens. I know there was very few people that were studying on Super Bowl. They weren't looking at the videos, they weren't looking at their books, they were looking at getting things set up for the big game. But let me ask you, win or lose, did any of those teams send you a check? Did any of those teams care that did when they win, do they send you a bonus check? They say, hey, thanks for being a fan. They don't look out for you. You got to look out for you. You got to root for your team. You got to root for your home team harder than you root for your sports team. And I know what that's like because we are sports family. We love our teams. We love going to games. But when it comes down to it, you got to put this team first. You got to go out there and you got to study and you got to put your quizzes together and you got to make it happen. And that's just the way it is. So you got to make it happen. I hope a lot of you got it happening this weekend. And as we head into this week, it is a new you. So let's get the quizzing going. Let's make this thing happen as we go through this. Guys, know that you can start up with Kona. It is a 20% off the first month right now. So you can go ahead and do that if you want to get on to the Kona and you haven't checked us out yet. 20% off the first month. And we got videos that happen. I got hit up on the IG, the Insta, if you will. Someone asked me if you want to, you can go ahead and I need to get this thing done right away. You got to make sure that you know that we got these videos when the classes happen. It's because you want it to happen at that time. You don't have to wait for us. You don't have to wait for a specific week to start. You don't need to start and all that stuff. It's all very fluid. The course videos happen when you need to happen. And what is awesome about it is during the week, Brandy's giving key things out for each exam. She's helping you not just look at the content, but she's also helping you pass exams, how to quiz, how to read the quizzes, how to go over the quizzes, how to do all of that stuff. So make sure that you join in all those live sessions. And there's only one way to do it, and that's becoming a member. Course videos, live exams, all member sessions, all that great stuff, tutoring, one-on-one. We got books for sale, SIE 6 and 63 available. We also got the 26, the 65. We got the Kona community on Discord. 951-290-3077. You give me a call, give me a text, scan the QR code, hit the links in the chat, and you can get onto the Kona. And if you haven't checked out our Hall of Fame, you can do that on Insta. Yesterday, I did a nice little flashback to our one student, Angel. He was licensed from SIE all the way through the 26 and 52 days. Bam! That's what I'm talking about. So someone comes at me and they say, well, I need to get fully licensed quick. That's how you do that. That's how you do that. So, yeah. So you ready?
Mm-hmm.
All right, tomorrow, Tuesday, we got some great stuff going on. We got the SIE, we got six, we got study hall, we got small group. Email already went out to your inbox. So you already got the access. If you're not a member, you got to be a member to join in on all of those. SIE, I don't know what they're going over, but what are you going over, Brandy?
Portfolio packages, securities.
All right. And then we got the six. We also got the small group tutoring. So join in on that. And we have audio on the Spotify. All right, let's do it. Kona Catchphrase. You ready?
Yeah.
All right, we're going to put questions up on the screen. We are going, because Zoom keeps putting that thing up there and it's like distracting me. All right, anyways. We got Kona Catchphrase. We are going to have a great night. We're going to look for those keywords. I'm going to read questions. You are going to pick out what you think are the keywords, patterns. You know, it could be the opposites, could be the similars. It doesn't matter. You're going to look at those types of things, and the doesn't necessarily have to have securities vocabulary. So as you do it, participate by going through the chat. Put in the chat what you think those keywords, what those things are, so that way you can go ahead and see if you're lining up. If you're playing it the at-home version, write it out on your chat, on your scrap piece of paper, in your chat. Put it on your scrap piece of paper and see how you line up with Brandy. See if you're getting those keywords. Guys, this is how you help yourself. And I know there's a lot of other providers. They're having you master each QBank, 10 questions at a time or whatever they do. You master this unit, then you move on. You master this unit, you move on. Master all the units, and then you pass. I wish that was always true. It's sometimes true. So not always true, but QBanks questions are not on the exam. They're not worded the same. Sometimes they even have not the most correct questions they're asking you. So be sure, if you're not, be sure to be in our so if you get stuck on one of those questions, be in our Kona community, be on the Discord, ask what if it is true, but more importantly, master the key words, because then you're just looking for the key points and then you're just getting it right. That's all I know.
Yep.
You ready to go? All righty. D, ABC broker dealer with which issues treasury receipts. C, the U.S. Treasury. B, the state of Montana. A, Helpful Charities Inc. That's a state. The U.S. Treasury, I guess, would be federal. A charity is a nonprofit. Does that mean anything?
Usually, yeah. I mean, the ink kind of throws it off, but yeah.
And then ABC broker dealer, which issues treasury receipts. ABC broker dealer. Very specific on the broker dealer, I guess, right? And then receipts.
Yeah, it's good.
All the following are exempt issuers under the Securities Act of 1933, except.
Guys can answer now. Guys can answer now.
D, the C, B, the state.
We have three difference. Why would the firm be exempt? So, did you guys notice that it talked about a firm and what it issued?
Treasury receipts.
I mean, it's kind of different.
I would think the treasury receipts would not come from the broker dealer.
Well, or like it would be the ABC broker dealer issuing their stocks, their securities, but they're issuing something else. We have a nonprofit, a state, and the federal government. Broker dealer is the one that's exempt. Is not exempt. Not exempt. It's the only one that's not special. It's just a firm.
So they have to register. They have to follow the rules.
Yes.
There you go.
Sorry.
Why would they be exempt would be the question. Why would they? They wouldn't. I would say probably Montana, the state, probably threw most people off. Maybe a nonprofit.
This is on every exam, guys. So I would definitely make a note. Every.
D, binding all on all parties. C, binding on the underwriters only to make available the shares once the effective date is reached. B, binding only on the parties who tendered the indications to purchase the shares once the effective date is reached. A, non-binding on all parties. Good job. A and D are opposites because one's binding, one's non. We have the B and C is the only. We know how we feel about onlys. Is there anything else they need to?
Just that A is the only non.
Underwriters for an IPO of Seabird Airlines stock has been taking indications of interest for shares of an upcoming new issue. These indications of interest are there we go.
Right.
Thank goodness you're here. New issue. Non-binding. Remember, look for keywords. Don't simply answer the question. Point out what you think are those keywords. That's what's going to help you out.
Yep. There you go. I didn't even need some example.
D, yes, as long as the assistant discloses that he is not registered. C, under no circumstances. B, yes, as long as no sales occur. A, yes, as long as the discussion focuses on general characteristics of the product. So we have one no. Can or cannot. So we should look at the question. A non-registered assistant to a registered representative has been helping generate leads by calling potential customers and discussing the basic characteristics of some of the investment products offered by the firm. Is this acceptable? They're just describing it.
I just like that somebody in the chat put no.
I mean, discussing the basic characteristics, discussing is not just describing it.
Right.
Discussing is we're talking about it. You can't do that. You're not registered. I would have said discussing was the key word for me. Shouldn't be having conversations about it. If it was a description, like I'm reading a pamphlet, that's probably fine. If I'm talking it over and we're discussing it, that's not good.
It's walking a line.
It's walking a fine line. D, obligate both parties to purchase the underlying security. C, give both parties the right to buy or sell the underlying security. B, give one party the right to buy or sell the underlying security. A, obligate both parties to sell the underlying security. Buy or sell, says Jenna. Both parties to purchase. And then the other one is both parties to sell. They're opposite. A and D. Opposite. Right?
Oh, yeah.
One's buying, one's selling.
I'm gonna be real with you guys. I didn't
look at any of that.
I didn't look at any of this right here. I really didn't even need to look at that.
Well, you already gave it away. It's contracts.
Yeah. But I mean, contracts, only one person has a right, one person has an obligation.
Still doing all the work for you.
Maybe this would have been a Tuesday.
Probably. Definitely if you're giving them the keyword on the Kona Catchphrase keyword day.
True.
D, the SEC has approved the final prospectus and recommends the offering. C, the SEC allows the securities to be sold. B, the SEC has endorsed the offering. A, the SEC has found that the registration statement is accurate. Found. So I guess they were looking into something and they found it to be accurate.
Okay.
Is that enough?
Yeah.
What does it mean when a registration statement becomes effective? I'm guessing it works. We have enough in the question.
Yes, but nobody selected the right answer yet. Ah, that person did.
If it's effective, you're allowed to do it.
It's just effective, guys. It's just effective, period.
Right?
The SEC never approves, the SEC never checks for accuracy, and it never endorses. Just it's effective. It's not great. It's not awesome. It's not amazing. It's not bad. It's not good. It's just effective.
So what you're saying is it's not a Yelp review.
No,
It just turns it on or turns it off.
guys, this right here is
The 63?
the epitome. No, every exam. This right here is the epitome of a keyword.
This is everything that we're trying to show you.
Mm-hmm.
And some of you fail. I'm just kidding. Some of you are overthinking it, I feel. Effectiveness just means you're allowed to do it.
Oh, and we forgot you guys. I mean, we said approved but and recommends. When was the last time the SEC made a recommendation, guys? Effective allows.
They're pretty hands off on that.
That's simple. That's
Because wouldn't the registration statement to be accurate and all that, isn't that FINRA?
no. It's up to the underwriter and the issuer. But check this out. Endorsed, approved, and recommend are all the same thing.
That is true.
So B and D probably should have just been crossed off because endorsed and approved are the same.
D, all known risks to purchasers of the stock. C, the Securities and Exchange Commission's verification of accuracy. Oh, there it is again. B, effective or offering date. A, the intended use of the proceeds raised in the offering. I thought we just talked about verification of the accuracy with the SEC. Thought we just talked about that. They don't do that. When an investor receives a final prospectus, the expectation should be that one of the following would not be found. Which is it? C. We just talked about it.
This was two different. Oh, I forgot to do this. This was two different brand question banks, and they both said the same thing differently. That's why the keywords are important.
There you go. That's what we're trying to tell you. It doesn't matter what QBank, doesn't matter which exam. You cannot get around the fact that keywords are keywords. It doesn't matter what it is. If you know the keyword for what you're looking for, and look, a lot of people know what the SEC does. They probably know the definition of it. They know what it means for something to be effective and not. But what they're not looking at is what the keyword in there was, either like, let's say, discussing or allowed or accuracy, all these things, guys, that slip past you because you're not really looking for the key things that go together, like peanut butter and jelly. And if you have a hard time with that, go check out our study guides. They're available, SIE 6 and 63. Don't need to even be a member for that. You can go buy them. It shows you the keywords to all the different stuff that you need to study for these exams. So with that, everybody, we'll be back tomorrow with all those member sessions. We will be back tomorrow for Test Taking Techniques Tuesday for the Studying Brew, same bat time, same bat channel. But you got to stay safe out there. Wash your hands. Don't touch your face. Don't touch your friend's face. That's all I know. And keep the positive mental attitude. PMA, everybody, and have a great night.
Thank you all for being on. We so super appreciate you. Practice keywords in your quizzes. We will see you guys tomorrow. Have a great one.